tied his shoelaces with trembling hands, not because they were weak, but because the weight of quitting pressed heavier than any mile he'd run. Pain screamed in his legs. Doubt whispered in his head. The crowd had already written him off. But he told himself one truth. This pain will fade, but regret, that lasts forever. This is Javier's story, and maybe today, it's yours too. Javier grew up in El Paso, a border town where the sun scorched the streets, and dreams sometimes burned out before they even began. At 17, he wasn't the fastest runner in his school. Not the most talented, not the one coaches bet on, but he had something else, a fire that no stopwatch could measure. Every morning before dawn, while his cousins still slept, Javier laced up worn-out sneakers and ran cracked pavements under street lamps. The world said, "Why bother?" He said, "Because one day I'll matter." But every dream meets its wall. For Javier, it came during the state championship 5K. The moment he'd trained years for, the stadium buzzed. His family waved flags from the stands. At mile 3, his legs burned. At mile 4, his lungs felt like fire. By mile 5, his body screamed to stop. His coach shouted, "Push!" But all Javier could think was, maybe they were right. Maybe I'm not built for this. The temptation to quit is never louder than when the finish line is close. And then he remembered his uncle Miguel. Miguel had once dreamed of boxing. He had the fists, he had the heart, but one broken rib, one missed chance, and he quit. Years later, Miguel confessed to Javier over late-night tacos. The rib healed, the pain faded, but the regret, "Mijo, I carry it every day." Those words echoed now. Regret was heavier than pain. Imagine this. You're running. Every step is fire in your legs. Every breath feels like knives in your chest. Your whole body screams, "Stop, please stop." That's pain. It's sharp, it's heavy, feels endless, but it doesn't last. Tomorrow the pain dulls. Next week it fades. A month from now it's gone. Now picture something else. You stop running. You quit halfway. The crowd packs up. The race moves on. And years later, you look back. You see the moment you could have kept going, but didn't. And that what if follows you everywhere. In the mirror, in the silence before sleep, in the ache that never leaves. That's regret. And regret doesn't fade. It grows heavier with time. Pain is a guest. It will leave. But regret, it unpacks its suitcase. It moves in. That's why you fight. Not because pain is pleasant, but because regret is permanent. And suddenly Javier knew, if he quit this race, he'd carry that weight forever. So he pushed. Every step felt like knives in his calves. Every breath tore through his chest. But he told himself, pain is temporary. Step. It will fade. Step. But regret. Step. That's forever. He stumbled across the finish line. Not first, not even top 5, but upright, unbroken. And when he collapsed on the track, tears streaming, he smiled because he hadn't quit. The papers didn't write about Javier. No trophies came, but something else did. A younger boy from his neighborhood came up to him a week later. "I saw you run," he said. "You didn't win, but you didn't give up. Think you could coach me?" Javier stared at him and realized the finish line wasn't the end. It was the beginning. So, friend, what about you? Maybe your race isn't on a track. Maybe it's studying late at night when everyone else is asleep. Maybe it's working double shifts while chasing a dream no one believes in. Maybe it's fighting for a relationship, a visa, a future, and maybe you're tempted to quit because the pain feels endless. But remember, pain is a season, passes, it fades. Regret, it moves impermanently. So today ask yourself, what's the pain you're facing? And what's the regret you'd carry if you stopped now? Because pain has an expiry date, but regret doesn't. Choose pain, choose persistence, because one day the pain will be gone and all that will remain is the pride of not quitting. Drop one word in the comments, the word you'll hold on to when the pain feels heavy. And if Javier's story reminded you that pain is temporary but regret is forever, hit like, subscribe to Rise Remember Stories for more daily stories, and share this with someone who's tempted to quit today, because pain will fade, but regret never will.